All right, in the spotlight this morning, the South African State Theatre is currently showing a theatrical production reminiscent of South Africa's 80s and 90s music scene. Music in the Air, the musical, is a celebration of unity and resilience through music and aims to honor legends such as Brenda Fassie, Dube, Letta, Mbulu, as well as Clegg and other timeless classics. We speak now to performer, writer and director Joel Zuma. Joel, thank you so much for joining us this morning. It's an absolute pleasure to have you here today.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate being here.
So you are a writer, performer, director of this musical, but as a PK, you grew up on gospel music. The transition to R&B and how you were inspired by some of the music of the people that we're speaking about today. Just talk to us about that.
Yes, I grew up in gospel music, but, came a point where, as a young man, I started being also influenced by all sorts of styles of music. And having, studied drama, traveled the world and lived, I started really appreciating the power of music in the 80s and 90s. And it wasn't just specifically gospel, but whether it was reggae, bubblegum, baqanga, all of it. Yeah.
And what was it about that music of the 80s and 90s that I know even people who were only born in the 2010s can also still relate and know some of the songs that we all grew up on? What was it and what was so different about that music that has created that longevity for it today?
Yeah, it's difficult to put a finger on it, but the music then had so much more substance. Therefore, it's an era that I felt like it does need to be paid tribute to. It's the songs that I felt like we need to revitalize, celebrate. It's the icons that we had to absolutely pay tribute to. So I think what we were going through as a country at the time really influenced the kind of music that we wrote. Yeah.
So, of course, now this musical, Music in the Air, the musical is out at the State Theatre. Just talk to us then about maybe the selection of some of the songs and the artists. You direct that musical as well. I mean, you're in it as a performer. To just take us through the thinking and the artistry of how it was all put together.
Yeah, Music in the Air, wow, it's an exciting production. It's a full-scale musical, so it's not a concert. There's a full story that is written around the music of the 80s and 90s, what we were going through as the country, and what the songs meant. Remember, it's a time where we could not say certain things, where music or songs that were seen to be raising black awareness or advocating for human rights were banned by the then government. And I felt like music carried us through this difficult era all the way to democracy and freedom. And it's very interesting when you look at it, how the sound of music changed. As soon as some of our political prisoners were released, the former President Nelson Mandela comes out as a symbol of hope, and our sound of music changes.
Yeah.
As we get to democracy, our sound of music changes. So it's a full-scale music with set and choreography. I happen to work with the legendary Victor Masondo as a music director of the show, and Lucky Clegg as a choreographer. There's so many actors. Hlengiwe Lushaba Madlala, Ntambora Patas, Zo, Shange, Mbalingiti. There's so many of us. Yeah, it's a really jam-packed production.
And maybe in the research leading up to creating the musical, were there ever sessions where you did maybe focus groups with some of these legends that are possibly still alive, or those that created the music? I mean, your Chico Twalas, we also know how he produced music during the time. And you speak of how the music then was of so much substance, and it really spoke to what South Africa was going through at the time. We know with the song that initially was "We Miss You Mandela," but because he couldn't say that, it was then changed to "We Miss You Manelo."
Yes. I mean, Johnny Clegg, Asimbo Nanga, and many others. When Lucky Dube did "Prisoner," what was going through in the country at the time. I happened to be in the industry, so I spoke to a lot of legends that we paid tribute to. But read a lot of archives, did a lot of research, but I actually just wanted to listen more to the music, because I feel like there's even a line in the show that says that our lives are written in our stories, but our stories are written in our music, which the narrator buttons speak about. When you listen to those songs, you really, Brenda Fassie's Black President and many others. The stories are there.
Yeah. The music that we are creating today, do you think we have enough substance for maybe the next generation to then look back and create a musical such as this? I see you smiling, and yes, it may be a controversial question, but is it just for the fun times, or are we narrating what we're currently going through now?
I think we're going through a change where the messaging is no longer the main thing, where the beat and people are, I think we are going through a change. I think with time, I mean, you do get those artists that are still focused on social issues or messaging just in general, but you've got majority of it is more about the fun times and the good lives and the relationships and stuff like that. I guess we're going through a change.
Yeah. Tomorrow, the musical is hosting the legends that you're paying tribute to. Just speak to us about that, and maybe also while you answer on that, just touch on, we know that a lot of our artists are passing away or aging without having their royalties. We have been seeing some row in the news lately with regards to some of those allegations in the misappropriation of funds, or how board members are paid more money than artists are actually getting royalties. Is this a time when we also celebrating our legends, we also need to be looking out for the business of the day as well?
Absolutely, I think it is. I mean, when we started talking about it with my co-producer, Mlamuli, we just felt like we cannot just take these amazing, iconic songs and put them on stage and just do the show and end of story. We felt like we need to invite people who are the ones who penned these songs, who wrote these songs, who made them famous, who gave us this music. So tomorrow at 3 p.m. we are inviting, the likes of the Puza Kemisis, the Cinema Kubanes, the Brenda Fassie family, the Rebecca Malopez, and everybody else. We hope to have a good turnout, because we just want to say thank you for the music.
Giving them their flowers.
Yeah, I mean, some of the music in the show is not even about politics. Some of it just gave us it carried us, it made us escape the harsh realities of the time. And we want to, if when Yvonne Chaka Chaka sang Mkomboti, it was just helping us escape what the country was going through at the time. And we want to celebrate all of those songs and all of those artists. And I can't wait to see them sitting in the audience and watching the younger generation giving new meaning to their songs. Yeah.
So this is running at the State Theatre. I believe you're also going to have a run next year when you're expanding it to Joburg and other parts of the country.
Yes, it's the first time we come to Gauteng. We once did the show at the Playhouse in 2021, and it was well received. Now it's at the State Theatre at the Arena, and we run at 7 p.m. nightly. On Saturdays and Sundays, it's 3 p.m. and 7 p.m. And we're running until the 28th, which is end of next week. So people must get out there and just come and celebrate Heritage Month with us and get tickets at Web Tickets or at the box office at the State Theatre.
All right, Joel.